Because if you don't know, like, I've been trying to get in the habit of just, like, videoizing to some degree the battles I'm doing, just in the sense of, like, making little notes of when things end off and just segmenting it off so I can upload these to YouTube set by set. Whenever I just need a little bit of filler, either for Gold Battle League or not. But yeah, like I was saying, like, I do just realize that you still have to win the 3 battles in order to get it. And, like, if you have fixed prizes, that could stop you from actually making the progress in of itself. Because there are, like, certain prizes that you're guaranteed to get every time. I like one of my Metagross. Yeah, Metagross is a good Pokemon. I'm a little conflicted on Metagross because, honestly, what makes Metagross real good is this Community Day move, and obviously if you get it from a prize pool, you can't get it that way, but Metagross, at the very least, is very good at getting Beldum candies. So hypothetically, if we ever get the ability to learn Community Day moves in the future, we can actually go through and power out that way. My Ultra League has Landorus, Metagross, and Shiny Rhyperior. Oh! I don't actually see people use Metagross in Ultra League too often, so that's pretty cool in itself. And nice flex with the Rhyperior. Speaking of normal Ultra League, I keep teasing an Ultra League set, so maybe I should go through with it. I don't think I really can team build on the spot. Like, at least if I try to team build, I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation as well. So we'll probably just use the Ultra League team I have set before, even though I'm kind of like iffy about how good this team is. If I recall rightly, it served me decently well for the previous season, so it's worth at least giving it a run through here. Oh, I forgot, like, I have the ability to switch these Pokemon on the fly, and I never actually did so. Well, we're gonna just hide them away for now, just keeps it confusing. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Nice to see you again. Funniest thing is, like, PvP Poke considers Swampert a good counter against Giratina. I personally don't think it's a great counter, but at least, like, they Dragon Claw and Ancient Power. They technically can Shadow Sneak as well, but there's not really too much to fear. That said, Dragon Breath does wear you away that quickly. I guess my point being is I don't like having the Swampert versus Giratina set up at the beginning, because I always have to worry about them shielding. Because the way you win with frickin' Giratina is you Earthquake it, that takes a good chunk of his health away, and you're golden. I was afraid that would happen. Another thing I've learned about Giratina is like, you just gotta be careful about getting baited. Like, it's a scary Pokemon, so you're very tempted to just shield everything. But that's exactly what a Giratina user wants you to do. Use up your shields on their Dragon Claws, so they can just wreck your team away in the following parts. That said, like, I'm definitely one to talk with frickin' how I'm doing this first set of Ultra League. It's not the end of the world. Like, when we started off with the Premier Cup earlier on the live stream, our first couple sets weren't that great. They were kinda trash. Not even first sets, like first battles. Like, it feels like I picked up the pace real quickly, so there's definitely time to up and improve things going forward. Yeah, a lot of teams fear Giratina. And that's why it's to the point you gotta kinda like build your team around Giratina, because it got to the top of the PvP Pokes meta for a reason. It can be a very scary Pokemon. Speaking of scary Pokemon, this is the last thing I wanted to see when the last thing I got is an Articuno. Because, I mean, sure, I can nicely win to lower the attack, but, like, it's gonna super resist. I can't even, like, go for the Hurricane, because it resists that, too. Like, that's silly squat. Like, I should just DC now. But I think I'm content with just, like, not shielding if they decide to Hydro Cannon, because it's over. There's a lot of things going wrong with that battle real early on. I'm not too surprised about the final outcome. But at least I have the opportunity to like get refamiliar with the way my team works and hopefully implement that in the future. Like, the one thing, like, maybe Swamper's not a great league, but I feel like I've been bouncing between leagues back last season, and part of the reason I just solidified on having Swamper as the lead was related to that sort of thing. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to check out your team. Oh, you were just saying the moves before. So, it's like Bullet Punch and Earthquake. Oh, interesting, so you're just running the one move set on the Metagross, which, I mean, I guess if you don't get a mirror match, it's not... I can understand that. Smackdown and Surf for Rhyperior. Mudslap and Rock Slide for Landorus. If you don't mind recommendations, I would recommend at least, like, teaching one of your Pokemon a second move. My bet would be on the Rhyperior, probably just because it's the cheapest. Because if you can... A lot of the abilities to do well in Go Battle League just come from the diversity of your Pokemon. You have only 3 Pokemon to work with, so every move slot counts. Okay, I don't know why the music just has, like... Oh, it's from... It looks like a remix from Cripper the Necro Dancer. I was gonna skip this song, but... let me see how it plays out a little bit. So, I'll probably regret this, but I don't really want to play the stall game. I mean, I'm not playing much better of a stall game bringing Articuno in here. Oh, you don't have too many candies. Did you miss out on Rhyperior Community Day or Rhyhorn Community Day, or did you just not get a lot of opportunities to catch Rhyhorns while you're out there? I don't know why I'm just jumping right into the final evolution. So yeah, I guess that does make it a little more tricky. Well, definitely don't use your rare candies or Rhyperior, and depending... I'm tempted to reckon... And I guess 11 rare candies wouldn't help you, like, get that second move on a Landorus. I mean, that'd be the best thing to use it on, but at the same time, like, if you only have 11 rare candies, it might be better just to save the rare candies for a more powerful Pokemon overall. I kinda wish I had it more handy, but there's some interesting guides for Go Battle League, including Ultra League, up online that'd probably be a good reference point. There's gotta be at least a couple budget ones on there too. Starters are kinda like the king of budget Pokemon though. It runs under the assumption that you actually evolved one during Community Day, but like, if you got a starter and you got that Community Day move unlocked, it's just so easy to get a second move on a Pokemon that's just so powerful for these Go Battle Leagues in of itself. Oh, you found a full Oz shiny Rhyhorn. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I feel kind of bad that you had missed out on the Community Day, because like a lot of stuff came out of Rhyhorn Community Day that really helped out Rhyperior. And you spend all your candies evolving that guy up. Yeah. You got me kind of wondering if, like, they're saying what would be the best budget team, so maybe I'll look more into that on my own time. If we meet up on a stream in the future, remind me and I'll, like, let you know if I actually come across anything with that. I feel like the only issue is I feel like if you're gonna find any budget teams online, a lot of them are gonna recommend Community Day Pokemon and moves, and why the heck did I not freaking block? I was like, oh, Elation Power is not scary for getting them 4 times a week to freaking rock type moves. Oh, good game. Yeah, I can rest in that shiny Sneasel. Yeah, like I was gonna say, the issue with budget teams is, like, the starters, and more specifically their Community Day Pokemon move, are so good. They're so good, you practically... The competitive scene's practically reliant on them. at least elite charge TMs and elite fast TMs are a thing now, so if you can get up to rank 7, you'll get one you'll be able to get those community moves eventually. It's kind of a tough choice with exactly what you spend the elite charge TM on though, because there's just so many good options in Pokemon Go and all. But especially if you really want to get invested in PvP, I would say the elite charge TM on starter community day is a good choice, but then you gotta worry about the thing of just like being able to, you have the Pokemon for one league and not the others. Yeah, Gyarados and Shiftry are pretty good in their respective leagues, so I'm glad that you find them amazing. I think like Gyarados is another weird budget option, but like it costs the same amount to teach a second move to as the starters. So like if you can get over that hurdle with the evolution candy, it's a great Pokemon to use for budget. Like I had an Ultra League team that used Gyarados in the past. Like it's not the best, but like for the amount of candy and dust you have to invest into it, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it can put out a good show. Okay, that's good for context. It started in January. It's gonna be interesting. Trying to think of what would be the best thing to recommend. Like, you may just need to spend a little bit more time with the game, get your level up more, get more Pokemon to work around with. The game's generous enough with its events that you'll get up there eventually. You just gotta stick around with the game. Like, I probably have, big reason I have all the resources I do is because I've been playing this game from the beginning. And I'm fairly active with it. Like, I'll at least casually open it up and play it on a walk on basically a daily basis. And they do a good job with events to try to like even out the playing field. Do I want to waste my last shield? I haven't really been paying too close attention to see if it's really worth it. No, this has kind of been an iffy match from the get-go, to be perfectly honest, but okay. I don't think they have enough for the ancient power. So let me just see if I can pull this through. Focus a little bit more on the match. See, it's gonna depend on if they want to like preserve this Giratina with the last shield or not. Yep. So I think if I hate to use a shield on a Giratina, but if they get to their charge move, I might do so. I'm playing a very risky game now, shielding Giratinas when I'm not even paying attention to the amount of energy stored up, because Ancient Power could wreck me. Okay, Togekiss is the last one, which, well, saving my shield didn't matter, so maybe I should have used a shield a little earlier on. I know from past experience that this frickin' Blast Burn's not going to be enough to take it out. Which is unfortunate, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get charmed away by the next move. Okay, so it's close. Okay, so you're level 26 / level 27, which is unfortunate thing in of itself, because that restricts you out of Master League as is. That's something I kind of hate about how Go Battle League works, and something I'm afraid of with the talks of bumping up the level. That's a discussion for another time, but yeah, I definitely see your plight. Technically, I'm a rural player as well. The local areas kind of gotten a lot better thanks to Wayfarer and all, but like not being able to get Pokecoins, it sucks. Wild Pokemon, they at least have some things in the game to let you get wild Pokemon a little easier. This is a tricky conversation to have, because I haven't been in a haven't been in a super rural situation in a while. But props to you for keeping up with the game as you have. Definitely not something I really would be able to do on the spot. Nothing until you drive 30 minutes away. Yeah. I don't have anything that bad, but, like, especially early on, there was times I would have to drive out a decent amount of the way to really get good spawns. Technically, the best areas I have to play are half an hour away, but I do at least have, like, pretty good areas that are not as far away. So yeah, the road player flight is always a tricky thing to go through. Do you at least get your daily spawn? Because I think they rolled it out to everyone at this point where Professor Willow gives you a special instance that makes a random Pokemon appear for you, no matter where you are, the first time you boot up the game each day. I mean, like, that's gonna be tricky. That relying on just that one Pokemon every day isn't exactly gonna, like, build out your candy supply real quickly or anything. Best thing I can recommend is just when you are out to play, taking the most of it. It's okay to, like, take a break and sometimes, and, like, what I'm trying to say is capitalize on events when you actually are out to play the game in an area that gets spawns. Make sure to stock up on your pinap berries when you get them, and use them for anything that you might want. Like, never throw away pinap berries. You can always, like, throw them at Pokemon to get a little bit more extra candy out of them. And, oh yeah, rocket balloons are a good resource too. I completely forgot about that, but yeah, like, free Shadow Pokemon, you don't even have to use your own Pokeballs to get it. That's definitely a good option. And, like, Shadow Pokemon have their own niches in PvP as well, but I wouldn't recommend it because they are also very resource heavy. But it's a good way to, like, get good IV Pokemon for, like, the raiding scene and all that. Like, it's definitely a good starting area. But yeah, Community Day is an excellent way to actually get started. Like, taking part in the Community Days are an excellent opportunity to stock up on Pokemon. Especially if you can get on the Community Day where, like, Hydro Cannon, Blast Burn, or Frenzy Plant are involved. But even if not, like, Aquatail Gyarados, for example, is a nice PvP niche that is worth, like, stacking up on. And they did seem like they were trying everything they can to make getting candies as generous as possible. Just to backpedal back to the battle, I always get caught off guard when a freaking Cresselia actually carries Grass Knot in the Ultra League, because yeah, everyone recommends it for the Great League, but they usually don't recommend it for Ultra League, because you got Moonblast you gotta have, because that debuff is so good. But it's usually more worthwhile to actually have, like, an Ultra League have, like, the Psychic type move for the type Pokemon that appear in Ultra League. But that's why I get caught off guard in that. Yeah, 120 Pokeballs, so it doesn't... Forgive me if I'm, like, underestimating, but that sounds like you don't have an issue with Pokeballs at the very least, which is nice. Like, this match... Don't mind me, this match is just going down, just, like, winging and trying... I'm getting more fun with the conversation right now anyway, so I'm not really too worried about what happens to my team. If we can pull something weird out of this mess, then all the better. Yeah. It seems like Pokeballs aren't your issue, which, I mean, considering you also get that free box every day now, I'm not surprised that supplies are an issue. And try and think of some other ways you could get supplies, like... If you are having issues with Pokeballs, then, like, adding people to Pokemon Go is good, because, like, gifts are a good way to get, like, those sorts of resources. It's not, like... But, like, the only thing I can think you really need are Pokeballs. Wow, this freaking sucks. Like, it's doing so well. I might as well just shield this, because, like, the Registeel can't really do anything to me. I could Dragon Claw it away, but you still have a shield. I don't think there's really too much I can do about it. Yeah, from what I'm reading on your conversation, it does seem like you're doing what you can. be sure to weigh the pros and cons of purifying versus the shadow Pokemon you get, because yeah, like, they do have that attack boost. But the purified Pokemon are just overall cheaper, which I think would be more valuable in your situation in particular. Just having to spend less resources to get Pokemon powered up is probably worth it, sacrificing the extra boost you would get out of that. Got Beast Great League team, let me read up on that. Got Shift Tree with Leaf Storm, Gyarados with Dragon Breath and Aqua Tail and Outrage, Umbreon with Dark Pulse. Yeah, I think I can guess your quick move. Because if you got an Umbreon, then you probably got Snarl. I'll double check my Great League Umbreon real fast, but I think that's either the only dark move it gets, but more so if it gets Snarl. If you got a dark type with Snarl, you definitely always want to have Snarl. Yeah, don't get too many Pokeballs, but don't get a catch recently, so I can see how that balances out. Props to you for putting together a Great League team based on the resources you have, I guess would be a good way to put it. Oh, it's not Snarl. Let me double check my Umbreon. Well, if you ever get like a spare fast TM, and you can TM it over to Snarl, I promise you that it'll be worthwhile, because like, the big pro about Snarl is that it gets your energy up to your charge moves real fast. A huge perk about Umbreon. Umbreon's another Pokemon that benefited well from its community day. It doesn't help you out too much, I have to admit, because like, those community days were from a while ago, but like, if you have a spare Eevee, it's something worth keeping in mind, because like, last resort, like, it's not vital to use Umbreon, but oh man, does it give you a bit of an advantage in situations you would be at a huge disadvantage. Downside is I think like evolutions, for some reason, evolutions should be budget picks. Fight me on, not you, but the internet as a whole. But evolutions are way more expensive than you feel like they're worth. Like, you get them everywhere. They should not be a 75 Candy / K Stardust Pokemon. 50 at most. I wouldn't debate even 25. Tangent aside, the point is, like, I love my Umbreon. Like, he's part of the core team that I always fall back on when when I'm not feeling spicy and I just want to do wins. He's fairly high rank too. Like, he's not like, depending on who you ask, he's not part of a traditional PvP. He's not the best, but he might as well be the best. Like, I think the thing with Umbreon is like, he doesn't have as many obvious matchups as some of the other high rank PvP Pokemon, but he'll tank practically everything that he isn't weak to. And that's what I love about him so much. He's probably one of the safest switches in the game. So, there's a lot of times when, like, if I don't have another Pokemon to go to, I can just rely on my Umbreon. And Umbreon saves the day. Since we're talking about Great League, I think my core Great League team, though I'm most experimental with my Great League teams, but the one that I would consider my core includes Azumarill, Skarmory, and Umbreon, not necessarily in that order. I really am happy like using Skarmory this particular season, because I finally swapped from Flash Cannon to Brave Bird, and man, I've had some fun with frickin' Brave Bird. I think you can learn Ancient Power. Not that it has a chance, because Lag decide, oh, you are not gonna, you're taking too long to decide, you're not gonna use a shield today. And Lag is pretty much like making me They're homie today. Feint Attack. Umbreon has Feint Attack, and Shiftry has Bullet Seed. Interesting team. I definitely see how you've been doing as well as you have with it. I think the last time I used Shiftry, I used Snarl just because, like, I think the other thing was, like, I don't use Shiftry for Great League too often. Like, I'm working on, like, getting my best buddy so I can use it in Ultra League, and in that particular league, there's a lot more Ghost types, so having Snarl works out better. Because Snarl is basically, Bullet Seed is basically a Grass type Snarl, where, like, it gets your energy up real good, so it's a community move, so I definitely would recommend keeping Bullet Seed on for now. But that's probably why you won't see too many people running Bullet Seed, just because Snarl already exists and you should go for it. Yeah, if you have spare TMs, I would definitely recommend swapping Feint Attack for Snarl. It may not seem as good at first because it may feel a little weaker, but man, getting that extra energy to get to your moves faster is well worth the sacrifice in power. Kind of in a similar sense of why I swapped my Venusaur over from Vine Whip, or from Razor Leaf over to Vine Whip. Yeah, Razor Leaf is gonna put the damage in a lot more, and that's why a lot of Shadow Pokemon run Razor Leaf. But when you got a community move like Frenzy Plant in your arsenal, getting the energy up to that faster is well worth it. Yeah. It looks like Go Battle League's not my friend today, and I think that's the last battle for this set, so I think, like, even though, like, I'm kinda curious if I have another set left, because I kinda lost track if this was battle number, I think this is actually set number 4, the time's just been flying by with the conversations we've been having. So, that was a Bazimo attempt at Ultra League, I have to admit. I apologize just for how crummy it was, but, like, I kind of had a feeling with just doing it on the spot, not really playing. With how comfortable I got in Premier League, I'm not too surprised that I kind of just crashed in the Ultra League, especially considering, like, I only have one legendary on my team, and Articuno's not even one of the better legendaries in Ultra League. It fits my team that well, and that's why I have it. But I think if I, like, sit down and actually make a quote-unquote new Ultra League team, I can make something so much better. I'm kind of curious if I have one more set of me. I do. Do we go for it though? Because it's a little later than I was planning on streaming. Go Battle League has not been friends with me today. And, like, I've had the AC off just so it doesn't get picked up on the mic, and the heat's starting to catch up with me. This should be my last set for today, so you know what? Give me one moment to, like, refill my water, like, take a little break, and we'll do this last set when I come back. See y'all. I know the last time was like half a minute. This time's probably gonna take more like a couple minutes though. Shouldn't be too long though. See y'all in a sec.